Elizabeth Newsom and welcome to my BookTube channel. Today I'm going to talk about the top 2 reasons I DNF books. So the first reason is bad writing. And this usually doesn't happen because usually I enjoy a book even if the story's like okay and I'm not too crazy about it. Like, I almost enjoy reading just for the sake of reading. But I have dropped books before if it just feels like my brain is regurgitating and I can not stand to read it. Like, there was this one book, the concept was really fascinating and the cover was great, which is what made me pick it up. Then I got into it and I just didn't care about the main character, I didn't care about what was happening, and I tried to force myself to keep reading for a while. But then I also knew that if I took the time to read this, I'd want to review it. And sometimes if I can't leave a review that's overall positive or something, I'd rather just drop the book and not mention it on my videos. Of course there are aspects of books I don't like, but I try to keep it overall positive. Because when I get book recommendations, I want to know about the books that I should read, not a bunch of books that I shouldn't read. And also just kind of out of respect for the authors, because even if it's not a super great book, they spent a lot of their time and resources and energy on writing that. So bad writing is one reason I'll drop it. The second reason, and this is the reason I most often drop things, is because of some sort of morals or principles. So people have different morals because they have different personal values. You know, I'm a super strong Christian, but even from Christian to Christian, what people will and won't read varies a lot. So for me, I don't like books that say premarital sex is okay or any kind of casual sex, just because it's been so popularized in our culture. And sex is a beautiful thing in marriage, but outside of it, it's why? I mean, if you really cared about the person, why not go ahead and commit yourself to them, not just physically, but spiritually and emotionally, and make it a lifetime thing. And it's also something I try to write about and represent in my books. So I feel because I promote this and not having premarital sex, that if I read something that does have premarital sex and I try to ignore it and go on through, I feel that's kind of dishonest with what I'm trying to represent in the message I kind of want to share, and also just my personal values. Another thing for romance is erotica. This sounds weird, but sex is actually really important to me, and making sure it's done right just because it's so important. It's something special, and it's something that's to be shared between a husband and his wife. And when something's erotic, it's kind of making something public and putting it as literary entertainment that's not supposed to be like that. It's kind of like how looking at pornography is unhealthy for a relationship. Yeah, you might kind of get a dopamine surge and feel aroused and stuff, but ultimately it's going to damage the relationships you have in the future, and that sort of thing is just supposed to be between two married people. And then finally, a romance kind of where the characters are homosexual. I know, of course, not everyone believes like this, and I want to respect other people's beliefs. But at the same time, I personally feel uncomfortable about reading homosexual romance and just everything it says about that in the Bible. So sharing kind of moral standards and reasons why I will or won't read a book is kind of hard. Just because, again, I don't want to alienate anyone, and I know not everyone believes the same as me. Which is okay. I love having friends and people with different beliefs. Just, those are standards that I feel I have to hold myself to. And really, even if people don't have those exact same standards, I feel we all should have reasons why we will and won't read a book that are just based off of our personal moral values. Just because values are a huge part of what makes us who we are and determines how we act. Well, there you guys have the 2 main reasons that I will DNF a book. So, enough talking about me, now it's your turn. In the comments, I'd like to hear about your reasons for why you wouldn't finish a book. Let me know down below, and I'll see you next time.